we have Captain Art Cohen, who's an expert on waterfront revitalization. And Art, it's our pleasure to have you here.
Well, it's my pleasure to be back. As you know, I've been here, this is my third time being here with the wooden schooner, the Lois McClure, and every time we come back, we love to be here and learn a little bit more about the history and heritage of this waterfront and the river that ran through it. That was really,
River,
that's right, which was the reason, the two waterways were the reason that people came here.
Yes.
The river for the mill power, the river for the ability to bring people and goods in and out of the community. These waterfronts were the indispensable incubation points of every one of these Hudson River communities, every one of the Lake Champlain communities and canal communities that we get the privilege of traveling to and trying to share our common history.
It was all tied together by boats and shipping
and the waterways.
And the waterways.
The interconnected waterways are what produced the society we have today and are helping to define the society we're going to have tomorrow. And that's where I see for myself, who has been fortunate enough to visit many of these communities, some of them multiple times, the opportunistic possibilities that they bring. So I look at a place like Yonkers, which still has a living legacy of commercial boats bringing cargoes to a city that gets transformed into something that can be shipped out around the world. You can witness it right here. That can be interpreted. That's valuable information about the way the world works. And you've got even poignant, tragic stories that happened long times ago, so the sting is a little less, even though the stories are very relevant. We know that at one point in the early 1850s, at the height of the steamboat era and the competition between lines, the two boats were racing.
The Henry Clay and the Armenian.
That's right. They were racing right in front of Yonkers when the Henry Clay was found to be on fire.
Yes.
500 people aboard, and in the fire, over 100 people died.
Yes.
Many of which are buried in the Yonkers Cemetery.
In St. John's Historic Cemetery.
That's right.
The Revolutionary War Cemetery.
And so connections to the past that we can learn from, interpret, and enrich our waterfront through these visual connections to a past that the public is hungry for. They love it. They would come down here and stroll the waterfront, gaining this information and perspective. And let's not kid ourselves. Just where we are, the view shed here is spectacular.
The Palisades.
If you didn't have it, you couldn't build it.
Yes.
But you've got the George Washington Bridge with New York rising behind it.
Yes.
To the north, you've got the new Tappan Zee Bridge with the twin peaks that I think look like snow-capped mountains.
Yes.
And the Palisades across. Yonkers is uber-rich in landscape and a place for people to come and paint and talk and play with playground. The science barge, the kayak club, these fabulous old industrial buildings ready to get adaptively reused. There's opportunity here on this waterfront.
And then Yonkers Recreation Pier is kind of like the keystone to the Yonkers waterfront. And maybe you could talk about how, you know, it's just great that the Yonkers Recreation Pier has survived, built in 1900. It's only the last one of 18 that survived in the New York area. And it's an amazing resource.
Yes, it's remarkable and extraordinary that it sits here in its natural architectural form. You've got a 5-star restaurant at the top. You've got a ground floor, visually open to all these images we've just spoken about, available for interpretive panels everywhere, bathrooms that are now padlocked that should be open to encourage the public, and it is It is the single greatest, easiest opportunity that Yonkers has to make a statement that the waterfront is all of ours now. Let's come back, let's rediscover it, let's embrace it, let's learn from it, and let's move on into the future.
Sounds wonderful. Thank you so much for coming, Art.
It's truly my pleasure.
It's always a pleasure to have you.
And I look forward to coming back and seeing what you've done to make this place just a better place to live.
Bigger and better.
Bigger and better.
So, I want to thank Art Cohen, and that this is the weekend for the Corning Glass Lodge also. So it's been just a fantastic weekend.